a few steps closer to getting this engine all back together, and things are looking pretty good for the old Yamaha XF650 engine. Hello everyone, welcome back to Center Stand Mechanics. My name is Kyle, and today we're going to do a few more things to the engine. I'm almost done getting it together. I'd like to get it finished soon so I can move on. I got a lot of stuff to do to the frame and sorting out the wheels and things like that, and there's a, it's going to take me a while to get that done too. First, I wanted to thank everybody for subscribing. I've finally surpassed my 100 subscriber goal, so that happened over the weekend there. That was great. I was pretty stoked about that. I was like, right on, that's cool. See if we can keep this thing going. I apologize for the length of time in between videos. It takes me a while to get to do all these things. I do work full-time. I'm a truck driver, and I'm a husband, and I have to take care of my mom, and she's got health issues and things like that. So I'm a busy guy, and I try to squeeze out a little bit of time on the weekends to do these kind of things, and I just enjoy picking away at it. So bear with me. I do complete my projects. I get to the end of them, and usually get everything working good and have a lot of fun with it in the meantime. But yeah, but today I just got to I haven't even looked into this this generator thing on this side here. Kind of want to make sure it's looking good, and I want to fix up the cover on this side. I want to take the cover off of this set of gears in here for the starter and just have a look in there, make sure everything's looking good, and get that all checked out. I mean, it works good. I tried to start her last video and it seemed all right, but just want to make sure that it's clean in there, things like that. And then maybe move on to the points, this little cover that goes on here, and then the points, and then there's the centrifugal advanced shaft that goes through here, and then there's these little weights that go on here and advance the timing when it revs up, and it'd be nice to get to that. And one other thing, I wanted to test the clutch, and I'd like to put the rods and the bearings in here, like the little ball bearings that go in here, and make sure this clutch operates properly before I close this up. I'd like to make sure that that's working good. And what else? Oh, I got the filter, sump filter to put on under here, and yeah, there's a lot of little things to do yet. I got these side covers here. I'd like to, this is the one that came off the engine, and it's broken right here, but it has a good generator cover, and it's got this little chrome cap piece, so I'll take those off, and I'll try to move everything over to here. This one's not broken, and just needs to be cleaned up and get it functioning properly. I'll probably swap this piece over for the clutch and put it on this side, and just plan to clean everything up and get it ready. And yeah, then I gotta do the carburetors. There's so many things I gotta do to this bike. It's crazy. Everywhere I turn, there's something else that needs to be fixed. But that's okay. Yeah, let's get started, okay? First thing I want to do, I want to take this stator off and have a look at it. These bolts are stripped out on the heads here. I'll try to get them off. Oh yeah, there we go. Little impact helps loosen them off, and then we can get them out. And there's these little brushes under here. I want to have a look at them and just kind of want to see how everything's doing before I button this up. I got the engine up on the stand, so it's easier to work on it like this than when it's in the bike. I mean, you can do this while it's on the bike, so I'm not super worried about it. But let's see what we can find out. Okay, so here's the little brushes. The springs feel good. Just appears to be a lot of dirt and grime in here. I think I'll spray this out and give it a clean, and then I'll test the continuity. Okay, so I've got the multimeter here and I've set it to ohms, and I'm just going to check the phase wires here on the stator and make sure that they're all in specs, and it should be around 0.8, 0.9, something like that. So I'm just see what we get here. Yeah, there's 0.8 there. I'll check the other one. Well, this one's reading 0.6, 0.7, somewhere in there, and then I'll switch to this one. And that's 0.6, 0.7. 0.7, 0.8. So that's pretty good. And then I'm just going to check them for faults to the ground here, and there's nothing on that one, nothing on that one, nothing on that one, nothing on that one. I checked the ground, it says 0 ohms, and then nothing on that one. So yeah, that checks out actually. And then just one more thing I want to check is this thing here. And just going to touch the two contacts here and see what we got. We got 5.3. So that's good. It's got to be between 5 and 7, I believe. 5 and 7. And then I'm just going to touch each one to ground and just check to make sure. So I've cleaned this thing up a little bit, and I think I might have to change this charging rotor down the road, but I'll probably get into that later on. I'm gonna put this back on and we'll see how it works. It's probably gonna be fine, but I can change it down the road if I have to while it's on the bike and stuff. So I'm just gonna put this back on. I tested the stator windings and they all checked out. I tested the rotor windings and they checked out, but I did detect a little bit of a short between the windings and the ground, so for that reason I think down the road I'm going to change this. I don't have the proper tool to pull this off, so I will order that, and this is easy to get off and pull that off anyways later down the road. So but it's cleaned up and we can move forward now, and until I get that proper puller. Probably won't cost too much and take a week or two to get here. So I'm going to take this shifter off. I just had this on so I could try running it through the gears. I put it up so I could reach it better. I'm just going to take it off now. I want to pop this cover off and just have a quick look at these gears that are behind here. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of sludge in here that needs to come out. So I'll clean this out real quick and then I'll just put this back together, okay? Just gonna spray this out to get this gunk out of here. I had a feeling there was some sludge in there, just judging by the way the rest of the motor was, and I just didn't want to leave it in there. So that'd be good just to pull this off and just see what kind of shape it is in here. It's not too bad, it just needs a little clean out. I'm gonna look at the gears, we'll look at the seal. Doesn't look too bad. So that'd be the starter right there. That's the end of the starter. And then put a little oil on these gears in the shaft here. There we go. Like so. Put a little bit of oil on this here. And this little spring washer goes on there. And then I'm gonna put the cover on. I'll just put a little bit of RTV silicone on here. Okay, so yeah, this has been cleaned out. I'm satisfied with the way this looks, and I'm going to put this cover back on. There's this little part here that goes on, and I'm just gonna give this little clean up. There. This down. Okay, so now I've got these clutch rods and these little ball bearings, and they go down in through this little hole here. And first I'm going to put a ball bearing in the hole. and then it's going to get pushed through to the other side with this rod. I'm just going to poke it in a little bit, and then I'm going to put the second ball bearing in there and push that in, and then that should make contact right around there. There. This engine stand is in the way of me getting this on. There's another little ball bearing that goes in here, and I'm not going to be able to test out the clutch until I move this engine off the stand. This here is a used sprocket. It's not too bad a shape. It goes on that way. I'll probably change this down the road too, but I'm going to put it on here for now. And then this little washer thing goes on. And then this nut goes on. It's got this little recess part. It'll go on. Okay, so I'm going to have a look at this clutch mechanism, see if we can't switch it over to the other side cover, and see what it's all about here. So that just comes off like so. A couple of screws. I don't know if I'm going to need this, but I'm going to take it off anyways because the rest of this cover's junk because of the crack in it. So that'll get recycled. That, and then so this here is just a little plastic piece. It's got a screw threads cut in the inside of it, and that part twists against it, and that pushes against the clutch rod and disengages the clutch. And I'm sure that this little plastic piece wears out. In fact, this one looks like it's got some wear on it already too. So we'll compare the two and see if we can get something going between the two of them. I'll clean this off with some brake clean and have a closer look at this. And just got to get the spring off here. There's the spring. Oh yeah, and there's one more, two more parts I want to save off of this. This little cap here. It's like a little window. You can adjust the clutch. That would be that part right there. We'll have to get that. Yeah, this sticks through here. You can adjust the clutch that way. I'll get that freed up. And then I want to get this cover off. Okay, this one's tight. we go. There. Got it to come loose. Oh, it's not the prettiest bolt, but I got it loose. I'll change that for something else. Okay. So unfortunately, this piece here, because of the crack, I don't think is really good for anything else. I've taken all the pieces off of it, so I think this is the end of its life. It'll be put into the metal recycle and melted down into something else. It's the end of an era for this piece. And then right away I can tell that this piece is cracked. Oh yeah, look at that. So that one's pretty toasted. Okay, so that goes on there like that. Yeah, so this one looks like it'll work. And we'll get everything moved up. Oh, except for the cable thing right here. What's going on here? This came off. Huh. I'm going to have to reattach this and find a cotter pin for that, and then find a little washer or something. I should be able to make that work. So first, I'm going to have to scrape some of this gasket off. This here dowel pin has to come out because it's already got one on the engine. Need something to... And I just stuck the screwdriver in the seam of the tool bench here because I need something to kind of push on. See if that works. Help keep this in place. Let's scrape this gasket off. It's the next day now, and I'll go through kind of what I was doing yesterday off camera and everything. I cleaned this up. This is the side cover for the clutch cam lever that pushes out, and I cleaned it up, you know, pretty good. It's there was pretty grimy in here. This is where the chain goes with the front sprocket, and I've got this back in place now, and it turns really good. You can see as I move it, it cams out. Let's see if I can show you this way. It pushes out when you twist it. And it's got this plastic sleeve in here that it twists on. So if I twist it, you can see it going in. And yeah, I'm not going to bother polishing this up. I mean, I could go that far, but it's the zombie bike, so a little age and patina is good. We like that here. If I was doing a nice bike, you know, trying to make it really nice, you could go further and polish this up and make it all nice. Same with the other side cover too. But I kind of like the age look, especially for this build. But I got different screws for here. They were a little bit stripped out. And that's all looking good. I cleaned off this surface here. I actually do have the gasket for this one. Now it's a little bit ripped right here, but that's okay. We'll put a little bit of RTV on there. It'll be good as gold. How does that one go? Kind of like that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that'll be fine like that. So I'm going to put the spark plug in the hole just so I don't drop anything down it. So I have here two of the housing pieces that go on for the points and the advance, and they need a little bit of RTV silicone on here, and then I'm going to put these, I'm going to reuse these O-rings, because that's what we do on the Ultimate Zombie Apocalypse bike. yeah, just a little bit on the finger and run this around. It already has a gasket on here, but I'm going to just put this on just to help it along. Just a tiny bit more. We'll take our first one and we'll put the O-ring on it. I've got these little bolts, and there's this little washer thing. It's got little spikes on it, so it goes on there. And I'll go ahead and put these on first. Goes on there like so. Here. Rotating the engine over so I can get this little hole where this pin goes in at the top part. Like so. Okay. So there's this little pin right here, and it goes in up top here. I'll get my there. So it just drops in. Let's see if I can. It just drops in right there. It's a small little piece, but it keeps the timing advance in place. Okay, so then this piece goes on, and there's a little notch right there for that pin, and then this is a little special nut that goes over the cam end here and tightens that down. There's probably a special tool that tightens this down, but We'll just tap it down with this. I can feel it tight now. Nice and tight now. Next is going to be this shaft that the points ride along here, and then the centrifugal advances on this side. And I'm going to put a bit of oil on it. It's got a little bearing here, and it's got a little bearing here. And we'll put that in. And this little piece goes, there's a little nub tab on the end of this shaft as well. And then that'll go on. There's also an arrow indicating the direction. So that goes like that. Put the little lock washer on. And then it's got this little nut. Let's have a look at it here. And then that goes on like that. I'm just going to go finger tight for now. I'm going to have a look at the other side and make sure I didn't do something, you know, out of sequence, and make sure I can get this other side on. Start by putting a spark plug in this one so I don't drop anything down there. Don't want any bolts or nuts or washers to fall in there. And then just there's a little bit of gasket from putting this valve cover together just oozing out here. So I'm just going to try to clean that off first. So it doesn't interfere with the mating service of this housing cover that we're putting on. Okay. Yeah, so that advanced shaft spins in there nicely. Feels really smooth. That's good. Okay, so now I can put the housing for the points on there. First thing, put this O-ring back on, like so. I'll take that and a couple screws. And we'll line up the holes. Goes like this. I'm going to slide it on like so. And then we'll go ahead and put our 3 little screw bolts in. Lock washer they used for this. Put this one in up top. I'll go around and tighten these up. now I've got the points assembly to put on the engine, and I couldn't find the other bolt. I think it's this one that goes on there, and there should be two that hold this plate on. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these two. They're a little bit different. They got a 10mm head, but I don't see why that wouldn't work. So I'm gonna switch to those now, and probably this bolt will turn up somewhere. But yeah, we'll go ahead and put that on, and it goes on right here. So there, and then that's supposed to move back and forth so you can adjust it and stuff. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to be adjusted to yet, but I'll get it ready for when I go to do that. But we'll put this in. I'm going to put the top one in. And I'm not going to put it in super tight because I got to adjust it later. And then that should rock back and forth a little bit, and I'll tighten it down later on. Okay. I'll tuck these wires in. I've got that like that. I'm gonna turn the motor back over and finish up on the other side here. So this little spring, it hooks onto this weight and holds it back, so it's ready to, so it goes down on here, like so. There. Let's see if we can see that. when it spins around, those spread out and advance the timing. Just like so. And then there's these little clips that go on here and here. I gotta put on, yep. So it's got this little clip. It's a tiny little clip and it goes on here. And they're a little tricky to get on without getting them loose. You want them tight. There. I think that's got it. There. Okay. I just want to tighten up this bolt here. It's just in finger tight. And to do that, tilt that up. And I'm going to get on both ends and just tighten it down. There. It's tight. It's not crazy tight, but it's there. There's this little plug thing right here, and it goes right here. There's a little opening, and I'm just going to put a little bit of our favorite RTV on there. Just to help keep it in place and keep some of that debris out. And then, yeah, I'll flip that down on there. Oh, come back. Like so. Alright. And then I'm going to put this cover on, just finger tight, just because keep the dust and keep stuff out of it. I've got some pretty ugly zombie looking bolts to hold it down. But they'll work. Okay, so now I'm going to put this oil tube here. It brings the oil from the bottom up to the top of the head here. It goes in here like so. Something like that. Just going to clean this surface up a little bit on the brass wheel. I'll be right back. Yeah, so I've got these cleaned up now. They're looking a lot better. And then, so these take a couple of banjo bolts on either side of the oil tube. And I just got some really fine sandpaper here, and I'm just going to clean these up. Again, here I would recommend getting new ones, but because we're salvaging and using what we got, we're going to just tune these up a little bit. It should work, but you never know for sure, right? Why mess around with it if you're doing all this work, right? But this bike's kind of an experimental sort of situation, so we're seeing what we can do and get away with. So yeah, just clean those up, get them all flat again. There's one. There's all four. So basically just put one on here. Get to go down, put it through. Put one on the other side. Same on here. Put one down first. Put it through. Put one on the other side. Let's take the whole contraption. And then there's this fitting at the bottom. Just sort of putting it on first. I'll get a crescent wrench to tighten that up. And then we'll put the top ones in. I'm going to look up the specified torque for this in a bit. I'm just going to tighten this down now so it's tight, but I'm not going to over tighten it because I have a feeling there's going to be a specified torque setting for these. But I'll have a look. So they're just kind of snug on there just in case I forget. I've got the valve covers here, and I put a new O-ring around here. They're not the exact fit, but I've got an assortment of O-rings over there, and they're a little bit smaller, but they're thick. So when you stretch them in, they fit in there quite nicely. Something like that. Okay, so all those are finger tight, and I got one more. Then this side is the only one that has a square looking one. And it looks like it is a little bit different. It's a little bit arced on the top where the sides are flat. This one's arced, but it's different. And I think it goes like that with the arc at the top, because that's what that looks like here. The sides are flat. So just one little detail that I noticed here. Okay. So that's figure tight. I will tighten those when I go to run the engine. But for now, just gonna leave that like that. And I think that just about does it for this engine, other than the side covers. But basically I'm leaving this one off because I want to test the clutch first, but I have to get the engine off the stand before I can put the side cover on so I can test the clutch. So I'm going to leave this one off for now. And I think that just about does it for this. I think there'll be a few more little things to do, but I'm going to be able to shift my attention to the bike itself and start working on the frame and the chassis and trying to come up with a way to make it roll down the road and all that kind of stuff. So I'll probably end the video there, and I just wanted to kind of bring you along as I finish up some various details on this engine and get it ready to install. I've got quite a bit of stuff to do to the frame, and there's all kinds of things I got to do yet before I can run the engine and all that. So, but stay tuned, and if you like this kind of stuff, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel out and helps grow the channel. And I just want to thank you for watching. And Center Stand Mechanics out.